What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Disney with the ticker symbol DIS. The last time I looked at this company was back on July 13th, so it has been almost 2 months. Please read the description below if you would like to see the services I provide. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who have already subscribed and liked my videos. It means a lot. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any financial advice. We will start out the technical analysis by going over what I see in the daily chart and potential price targets. Then we'll take a quick look on the weekly chart to wrap it all up. So let's go ahead and put a vertical line of where it left off for this company, which was back on July 13th. So it's been a long time. That's why I wanted to give an update on Disney. So let's just start back on the previous price action because that could tell us where the new price action wants to go to. So it looks like there was a spike down and then prices went inside of a channel. Let me go ahead and adjust this a little better so it fits nicer. So this is the spike down and then prices went inside of a flatter channel, and this is the flatter channel right here. And then it looks like we had that break outside and a move to a new low. So at first I had the channel something like this. Maybe I thought this channel was in play, but it could be still, but we never really got that new low. So if I draw it like this, it looks like we already had that close outside right around here back in May, and then it moved to a new low, and then we just went sideways. So that makes more sense. We're just gonna go with that. So recently prices are range bound, right? So range bound means we're stuck between two levels that are the lows and that are the highs, and these two levels are the pretty much the 185 level for the highs, and the lows are the 171 level. So every time we come back down to this like 171 to 172 level, we get a bounce, and every time we come back up to this 184 185 level, we get rejected by price, and it just keeps on going back and forth. But eventually, sooner or later, we are going to see a breakout. So look at how many times we got a bounce on the lower side. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and then recently it didn't even come there, almost did. That's 5 times, and on the top it's only 3 times. So I was telling me it's pretty strong on the bottom. Prices do not want to go lower, so they just gave up and continued higher. And it looks like currently, within the past couple weeks, we're in this uptrend right around here. Let me change the color. Let's go ahead and make it red. So it looks like we're in this red uptrend. We're gonna see if those range highs reject prices back down to the lows, or or the trend is strong enough to push through it and do something like this where we have a breakout and then maybe come back to test it and then continue higher. That could definitely play out too. So if I were to do a measured move target from the range, and if prices were to break out successfully, and by successfully I mean like do something like this where I drew it, either comes back to test it once or test it twice and then continues higher. But if it breaks out and just pops out just a little bit, then that's not really a good strong breakout. We'll just probably fall back inside the range or even on the opposite side. So if we were to break out on the top side, the level that I see prices could reach is that 197 level or even up to that $200 level, and that's right around here. Let me go ahead and just turn this down a little bit, maybe a little bit more. So if we were to break out to the top side, that would be the target for prices to reach, since price usually breaks outside the size of the range. And if we were to fall back inside the range from the top side and continue lower to the bottom side of the range, and then eventually break down on the lower side of the range, where would prices want to go? So it looks like it would want to reach about that 158 level, 160 level. I'm gonna put a horizontal line right there for you guys. So those are my 2 targets for Disney. We just don't know where it's gonna go. It's pretty much impossible to tell if this range highs is gonna hold or give way. We just gotta wait and see. But you wouldn't want to buy into this, so you would probably want to buy right above this little red candle right around here before you come up to the high, so you have time to get out of your trade. But you don't want to buy like right now. Because right at the highs, and that's where prices you would expect to come back down, even though there's a little trend up. So you just don't do anything, you just let it go. But if we do break out successfully, that's my target, that $200 level. If we fail and come back inside the range, we're probably going to come back to the lows. And then if we do come back to the lows, we could possibly break it and then head back down to that 160 level. And that makes sense because there's a big gap over here that price has yet to fill, but that doesn't mean if we get a gap we fill it all the time. Prices do like to do it, and it looks like it tried like several times. But if prices do something multiple times, it's eventually just going to give up and do the opposite. So that's pretty much what happened here. That's why we kind of that's why the prices got above the EMA, and it looks like it's kind of curving upward. And we came back to test it, find support, and looks like it might continue higher. So there's a higher chance probably you're gonna break out this time, maybe back up to that 198 level, or even up to the highs to even make a new high. So that's pretty much my analysis on the daily chart. We were pretty much range bound for a couple of months within these two price levels, and now recently it looks like we could have a trend upward, and this trend upward could be what the bulls need to break through the range highs and then come back to test it and continue higher. So we just gotta wait and see, and I'm going to show you guys the weekly chart now. So here we have the weekly chart, and we're pretty much in uptrend since March 2020, so pretty much a year and a half. So if I were to put a channel on this uptrend, I would connect the first two swings that I see and drag it up, and this pretty much fits pretty nicely right here. So we're gonna go ahead and believe that this is the channel for the price action. And so what happened right back in the May 2021, it looks like prices came down to the mid side of the channel, and then prices just moved sideways, and all it wanted to do was touch the lower side, and that's pretty much what happened. And it looks like we're going to see a bounce over here. I don't know if we're going to get a successful bounce upwards, something like this, where it will rocket us up past the highs and even higher and make a new high, or we're gonna break outside and we have to come back to test it and then continue higher. If you don't get that successful retest, then we could probably much fall back down inside that range that I showed you in the daily chart, or even lower, to make a break outside this channel. But pretty much my analysis is more bullish than bearish, just because I'm gonna go with the previous momentum, which is this uptrend, and it looks like we could still continue higher and maybe break out to that, reach that $200 target. But if not, we could fall back inside the range and maybe continue lower. But I'll give you guys an update if something changes. But that's pretty much my analysis for Disney. So I expect prices to maybe break outside of that range and continue higher. But if it doesn't, I'm not surprised that it won't. But I'm probably 60% bullish, 40% bearish. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised on what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also, share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel, since we want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.